What's going on, everybody? This is a little bit of an impromptu thing, but I noticed there's some time before some of the other shows start tonight, so I figured I would do this now before these responses disappear on Instagram. I had posted a question to my story on Instagram about what the biggest problems are facing the comic community. And a lot of people answered, so figured let's do a live stream and talk about them. If you're in the chat, you can chime in if you agree with these problems. If you disagree with these problems, I think this should be an open discussion. But I agree with a lot of these problems as being things that are impacting the comic community. I've had my own problem recently, which I'm not really going to talk about here. But we're gonna get into these general topics that people have put in. Say hey to Remy Q Studios and Universe X. What's going on, guys? So I'm just gonna hop in on the first one, which is also the third one that was posted. So this one, I don't think it came up again. Well, it came up actually, one more time. And that's FOMO. FOMO being a big problem facing the comic community. And yeah, it seems like that has been driving up prices on books. I've seen it with Something's Killing the Children. People found out how low the print runs on some of these were, and people were afraid of missing out. And the prices went up. I think I myself kind of played into that, but at the same time, I'm trying to complete the entire run with all the covers. So for me, this was always part of my collecting goals, but now I'm getting hit by the FOMO that people are creating there. What's up, Johnny Rosado? For once, I don't think I'm showing off any books today. But I'm just talking about these points that people have brought up in the response on Instagram to what they think the biggest problems facing the comic community are. I got another one on here. It says IG sellers out here trying to be Captain Hook with their prices. So I know what this person was talking about. Essentially, when you're selling on IG, you don't have eBay fees. You don't have taxes. So in that situation, although you should be reporting your sales as taxable income, because if the IRS catches you doing that, they're going to be wanting their money. But essentially, they're trying to say, the fair price is to sell at or above eBay price in some situations. Thankfully, the people that I buy from, I don't have this issue with. One of those being New Spec Outlaws. I just got some stuff from them. They're usually at or below eBay prices, sometimes significantly below. Andrew, you're not a store. You also told me how you were shipping it. Andrew, if something happens, you're good, man. That's funny though. I expect that a store, no, I'm not getting into it. But I might do a video on how to properly pack comics. That might happen in the future. And I think it's important because some stores don't know how to pack comics. I think what you sent me is supposed to get here tomorrow. It was supposed to arrive today, but it's still somewhere in the postal service. But you'll know when it gets here. But yeah, so there's IG sellers trying to say that fair price being the same price as eBay. eBay, obviously, you lose a good amount of the cost. So really, eBay sale and an IG sale probably shouldn't be the same price as what this person's saying. And I agree with that. Let me guys, if you're here in the chat, let me know what you're thinking on that topic. No, not Ziploc bag and packing peanuts, but that's pretty terrible. I think you did have one like that, didn't you? What's up, Phil? How's it going? No, but if you're not following Andrew on Instagram, go check him out. Great guy. Sold me one of my Grail books for the year. So I'm really looking forward to showing that off. But please go follow him on Instagram. Anybody that's in the chat, Remy Q, UniX, Johnny Rosado and Jay Ramirez starting their own channel soon. They dropped their announcement video yesterday. It's Dream of August Comics. If I have anybody who is a mod in the chat, I don't know if I do. You can drop the link maybe for that. If not, I'll try to drop it later on. I have no idea what this means, Phil. Who else we got in here? Kid, this won't be the rant that you're wanting. I've cooled off a little bit, but maybe on spine ticks we'll get the rant. It's still brewing. What's up, Joey? I have no idea what you're saying. It's probably just me. What's up, Roberto? We got Roberto with the latte. What's going on, man? It's good to see you in the chat. Good to see you around. There may be a Grail video coming. Yes, indeed. Oh my God. Yep. I got you, Phil. I got you. I think I had a Duncan butterfly at some point also. So I just did not make the connection between the yo-yo and Duncan butterfly. All right. Moving on, we're going to hit the next problem that was posted into the response box. Joey, I already covered FOMO a little bit. So thank you for bringing that one in. I said I was going to keep things anonymous, but it's a pretty straightforward one. And I know Joey's not going to be mad about me bringing up that he said that one. Exactly. And that's why I bring up the FOC show, because I want people to know what books are on FOC. I'll bring information about the books that I can. I try to bring whoever's in the chat that wants to join and try to bring some knowledge in. Let them on the show. We can talk about things, bring up whatever points we want to about these books on FOC, and we miss out. We don't get that FOMO. I will not be ordering store variants anymore, so no FOMO there for me. Oh, that's great. I missed that live stream, guys, so I'm going to have to go back and watch that for you guys. Didn't say that. I'm not hyper. So the next one I have to say who posted this, because the biggest problems facing the comic community, Debucho105 had to go with Sith and the Spine Ticks. Come on, man. We're not the biggest problems. I think he's just trying to be funny, but no, I appreciate him still dropping a response. Moving on, we've got people buying books based on money and not reading them. Too many variants, outlandish spec books, ... It just goes on. It doesn't, because there's nothing else there, but yeah, so people buying books based on the fact that there's money. And then we've got those people then don't read those books, and then too many variants, outlandish spec books. Yeah, I agree. If you guys saw Mystic #5 recently, went from $1 bin or less book to like $40 because people were like, it's the first Harry Potter, but it's not Harry Potter at all. And all because one channel pushed the fact that it was Harry Potter. And that's, yeah, it is. That is a Skeletor shirt. Why am I not buying store exclusive anymore? Because of getting burned too many times by companies. See my most recent, not most recent, but my post from last night. That's the most recent one. It's just, it's not worth my money supporting a store that's going to cheat people like crap. There's one exception that I've told myself already. I will buy a cover by Zoe Lachey because those are like, her art's amazing. And so I will take the risk on those books, but that's it. Yeah. And this comes back to the people, the distributors, right? Or the manufacturers of the actual, whoever's printing the books. And then you get the distributors mishandling the books. It's a bad problem. You get a book on New Comic Book Day that already needs a press in order to make it look good. Thank you guys. Yeah. I really like the shirts, and it's long sleeve. It's not too thick either, so it's kind of cool. What's up, Zen Multiverse? Real Rude 6 in the house. Yeah, they don't hold their value. That's another reason. You get that one-off here and there. We get, like the Peach Momoko Strange Academy #1. We've got the recent one, the Star Wars High Republic #1, the homage to Clone Wars #1. Those hold their value. Justice for Sparks. Yeah, I think this is my Roger versus Unknown Comics situation. But it is what it is. What's going on? Oh boy, what have we started here? Guys, if you aren't following Professor Comics, here's another shout out, Professor. I gave you one on IG. I'm going to give you another one. Go sub up for Professor Comics. I know some of you guys probably aren't subscribed to Professor. So actually, I'm going to drop. Let me see if I can get his and let's see if I can get his link in there, and then I'm going to get Dream of August Comics while I'm doing that. Here we go. Professor is at 98 subscribers. So let's get him to 100 right now. That copyright? Yes. All right, so there is Professors, and now while I'm at it, Dream of August Comics. This is Johnny Rosado's channel that he is doing with Jay Ramirez, who was on my FOC show recently. So I guess since everyone keeps bringing it up, I'm going to talk about it. Why not, right? Why not? Let me find it. All right. I haven't rebagged it yet. Finally got it out of the thing. If I had my own Sparks variant, it would be Something's Killing the Children. Maybe Department of Truth. Maybe something even more niche. I don't know. Professor's uploading a video right now, so perfect time to go subscribe and check him out. That right there. That's the reason I have bought variants in the past. And that's the reason I bought this specific variant that I had this issue with. This is beautiful art, right? But as I showed on Instagram, this tape ripped because, or the bag ripped because there was masking tape involved in securing the book. I've heard some books weren't fully secured. And that also led to some damage, and some got lucky and it didn't get damaged. Mine caused a spine tick. It was even more than a spine tick even. So it's very frustrating. I talked to them. I tried to work something out with them. The store then sent the Facebook group admin to message me, who he then said that I was the one that caused the damage. And then later in the conversation said, no, it came like that from Boom, and Boom wouldn't replace them. So it's such a frustrating experience. Thank you guys for subbing up to Professor. He looks very appreciative. Professor is over 100 subs. There we go. See, this is why I don't want to talk about this situation anymore, because I'd rather be talking about things like this. Let's support each other. Get people the support on their channels. Bring new people into comic collecting. Be the kind of people that are going to expand the hobby, create things within the hobby, and not be the ones that are getting into the negativity. I had my moment because it was the worst situation I've ever had with a store. And I never post anything negative. Something is killing the children in Department of Truth variant. Yeah, another cover homage maybe, right? That would be cool. But the thing is, I know I'm not capable of handling the books involved to do a variant. I know that I would not be able to do that as a one-man operation. Apparently, this comic store is a one-man operation, and they decided that they were going to do a very popular variant. And so that's why I won't do that. Very Gary knows what he's doing. And when he did his variant, it took a little while, but he got everything out by himself. He did such a good job. The community was understanding of the time it took to send things out because he was a one-man operation. It's a gorgeous cover. That's why I wanted it. I was a member of the Facebook group. I am blocked from the Facebook group now because they're a little petty. I'd been doing that with Something's Killing the Children. I stopped picking up stuff. And unfortunately for me, I didn't even get to perform surgery unboxing. I literally just opened the box and the damage was already there. Right. It was, yeah. What's up, Desired Comics? Nigel is in the house. This community is amazing. Let's keep it amazing. Professor Comics on Instagram as well. Follow him there. He'll follow you guys back. Zen Multiverse is very close to 1,000 subs also. So if you don't follow Zen, I want to say I saw 989. We're at 989. If there are 11 of you in here who haven't subscribed to Zen Multiverse, go do that now. Let's see if we can get him to 1K by the end of this. Let's see. right here is the biggest problem facing the comic community right now, guys. We don't know how to tax. I don't know. Phil, I never can tell you. What's up, Bricks? Welcome in. Yeah, it was a cool cover. I'm not a big Turtles fan, or I would have supported, because I would have supported Barry Gary. But I've heard that he did a great job with that. I'm trying to, with this whole situation, I talked to them. I let them have the time to fix things. They didn't fix things. I decided that at that point, I needed to warn other people. I needed to let other people know that this was going on, as more of a protection for the community, not necessarily even a character attack on them. I never said anything about the people. I've heard very good things about the owner of Izzy's Comics. I've heard he's a very great person. And in that situation, I just think that it was a bad situation. I think they're going to learn from it. And in the future, I think they will show that they can do better. For me, it's just be careful, caution. There's a risk involved in buying from them. But if they have something that you want and it's a good price of what you want, go buy something from Izzy's. I'm not going to stop anybody from doing it. Support whoever you like. That's my thing. Read the comics you love, collect the comics you love, collect the covers you love, buy from whatever stores that you love to buy from. There's no one right way to collect comics. And that's the biggest thing. Someone, I don't know if this was in the responses, but I know someone had messaged me about the situation with there being gatekeepers in the community and people that say, you can't do your collecting that way. You have to do it this way. And that's just not cool. Got some Zen Multiverse subs. Good job. Thank you guys for doing that. Yeah. And honestly, I really think from this situation, because other people had issues, I do believe this store will learn. I think it will take some time. And so when I see that there aren't these issues again, I will say, hey, buyer, don't beware anymore. They're doing a great job. I give credit where credit's due, and that's what it'll be. Yeah, Zen has really great content. He just did a video on the powers for Shadowcat / Kitty Pryde, I believe. Yes. I had to double check. I started watching it earlier, and then I had to pop out during the premiere, but I'm going to try to catch the rest of it later. Thanks, Roberto. I'll catch you later, man. Yeah, and I think by the time that you guys get ready to do something like that, you'll have the experience needed. You also probably have maybe a little bit more manpower behind it. So honestly, you guys need a power pack variant, right? That's what needs to happen. So when Power Pack comes back in a series, that's when you guys need a variant. But I've heard actually it's pretty hard. It's harder to get Marvel exclusive variants. So you guys will have to go probably for an indie book and then make it a Power Pack homage. I think that's the way to go. What's up, All Strands? Sean Miller's in the house. Also sub up All Strands. I got to post his here in a second. We got T Ravis in the house. What's up, guys? I figured I'd do this until up until a little bit before the Lords of the Long Box goes live at 8 Central Time. So we got a little bit less than an hour to go. I'm going to keep going through these. But you guys are bringing up great stuff in the chat too. We got Jay Ramirez, the other half of of Dream of August Comics. So check him out as well on Instagram. It's Jay Ramirez, just as it's put in his name here. Homage covers rule. Sometimes I am very much a fan of them, and sometimes I am not so much. But I really like the homage covers when they're done for things that haven't been overly homaged, right? So Zen has made it to 993. I'm going to drop his link one more time for the people that are new into the chat. That's Sean Miller, Allstrands, T. Ravis, Jay Ramirez. Go check Zen out if you'd like. And then I'm going to bring up Allstrands link right here. So this turned into what's issues facing the comic community to me just dropping people's links. After I drop Allstrands, which is that one right there, I am going to go and find T. Ravis's link real quick. So you guys can follow T. Ravis if you're not following T. Ravis already. He's at 243 subs, so we're getting close to 250 here. And you know I got to give a shout out to my man Freaky Louie. Every Friday he's dropping videos. And every Friday he's giving away a free key. So what better way to start your Fridays than with watching a video by Freaky Louie? Thank you, Sean. Thank you. So like I said, I'm really wanting to bring more positivity into the community. So I'm trying to look at these problems facing the community as a way of how can we take this and make a positive thing out of it. So one point that was brought up before I get to it, Gary B, the casual comic guy, is in here. Gary was with us on the now deleted Spine Fix episode that Sith might be editing, might not be. I do not know 100%. But go subscribe to Gary as well if you're not subscribed to him already. He's a great guy. I just dropped his link in there. And yeah, T. Ravis just dropped a video. Also, I saw that as I was about to hop on here. So I'm going to watch that after this or after the Lords maybe. So the next comment was, it says, personally, I feel most people have lost touch on what collecting is all about and have gotten tied up in the money. I 100% agree. This goes back to, again, what I say, collect what you love. If you're buying a book because you see that book is you're solely buying that book because you want to invest, you want to make the money off of it, I don't think there's a good reason for you to buy that book. That's my opinion. Some people love to play that spec game. And so that's, again, I'm not going to say that that's wrong. Go ahead and do what you want. But don't get so lost in the fact that there might be money involved in that book and you might get money off of it that you forget to enjoy the comic. If I am investing in a book, I am also reading that book. I don't really speculate in things that I don't read in. And I've done something recently that kind of threw me off of what I normally do. And I bought some Star Wars books, which I said I wasn't going to do. But you know what? I'm going to read these books. I'm going to read about the hunt for Aurra Sing because she is such a cool character. When I was, growing up and I knew just the first 3 movies. So when I was really young, I knew about her character, but I don't know her whole story. And so I love that I picked up some of these because I get that opportunity now to check out some more of that backstory, even if it's not in the canon universe anymore. That's why I picked some of these up. sure, there may be some speculation behind some of this as well, but I'm going to read it. I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm gonna, have fun with it, because that's, if you're just specking, yeah, it turns a fun hobby into a stressful hobby. And then why are you in it? Why are you doing it if you're not having fun? What's up, Reynos? Shout out right there. He's on IG, so hit him up there. I think, do you have I'm trying to remember. I can't keep track of everyone that has YouTube channels. I don't think you have one, but if I'm wrong, please tell me and I will find your link. This is just in general for me. So I posted on Instagram, what do you think the biggest problems facing the comic community are? And so I'm talking about what people have posted. For me, it's just about kind of covering everything here. Yeah, if you love them, that's all that matters. Yeah, know what the spec is. Sometimes for me, I'm trying to buy the book before the speculation hits. If it's a book that I'm trying to read and collect anyways, because I hate when I miss out on getting something that was already part of my collecting goals, but now is unattainable because speculation drove the price through the roof. Right. I'm terrible. If I were to actually sit and try to spec and sell and do all that, it wouldn't happen. By the time I'd sell the book, it would it would be past the point that it's even worth it. And so I don't buy things just out of spec. I buy them also to read. Yeah. And then you're buying a piece of art. That's what that is. Exactly. A lot of indie books end up being spec, and yeah, I'm there with you. Yeah, so I'm just trying to catch up with the chat real quick. Yeah, you can buy a couple dollar bin books, get a great story arc, and you got a great read, and you just paid $3-4, $5 maybe. So there's so many different ways to do this hobby, and none of them are wrong. So if you're doing what you like, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Hey, Caroline, welcome in. Louis the 13th, what's going on? Sticky Goose, welcome in. And yeah, I think I did have a comment submitted that was about people not reading the books, and it's wild. Why are you not reading the books? There's so many good stories out there. If you're just buying it so you can resell it at a higher price and not enjoy what's in that book, I don't get it. I've got a big to be read pile. I'm working my way through it. I got some books that I still have to read, like Murder Hobo. Atlantis Wasn't Built for Tourists. See, I said I wasn't going to show off books, but here we are. Kaiju Score, I've got #1 in a box, so I'm going to pull out those and do, read through 3 issues at once. Yeah. Right, and exactly. Everyone's on a different collecting path. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I agree 100%. All strands. Let's see. All right, I think I'm almost caught up. Exactly. It's such a do it. It's such a good way to escape from a stressful week, get lost in a whole nother world. I love it. See, there we go, all strands. There you go. You got something to throw in the humor. Yeah. But yeah, that's you buying the ones that you like, speculating even on the ones that you like, and reading them. I found issue 1 and 3 last weekend, so I'm probably going to wait on reading this until I get issue 2. Yeah, she knows what she's talking about. So I'm going to bring back up the next. Let's see. We've got sellers are too cutthroat now, as one of the problems facing the community. Go live. No editing needed. That's my solution. That's why I'm doing this like this. 1, I get to interact with you guys. 2, I don't have to edit anything later. I love that aspect of live shows. What's up, Wes? The rest of the Power Pack was in here earlier. I don't know if they still are, but we've had them all at some point. Sith is the only one that loves editing. It's so awkward talking to yourself as you record. It gets better the more you do it, but it's also kind of weird. I'm somewhat talking to you guys, but there's nobody here. I'm not looking at you guys. You guys are just in the chat. But I like that interaction that I'm getting from doing this. So we were talking about sellers being cutthroat. I don't know if I've come across too many cutthroat sellers, but I will probably be off in an hour. Lords of the Long Box is on in about 43 minutes. So I will probably not be on at that point. But thank you for coming in. Yeah, Sith's going to take over the world with his editing. Comics Talk Weekly pretends he's talking to Scarlett Johansson. Why not, right? Yeah, I mean, on StreamYard, there's a bit of a delay. Depending on the day, sometimes it's real bad, and you get comments that have been sitting there for a minute or two that pop in. But today, it's going pretty good. I mean, you're right there. Right there off to the side. Yeah. Right. Yeah. As you're getting familiar with the people that comment on your videos, you can feel like you're addressing directly to them. I think that's another good point there. So let's get back to this excessive variance. I'm 100% on that. Like I said, guys, I'm done with store variants. There's one artist that I will buy a store variant for from now on, and that is Zoe Lachey. Her art is amazing. She's also very interactive with the community, and so I appreciate that from the artist standpoint. So I will buy her future covers. Outside of that, unless it's one of those ones that just is one of those once a year purchases, I'm not buying it. There's a great cover coming out Friday for Something's Killing the Children 15 from Black Cape, which they're a great store. I've enjoyed everything I've purchased from them, but I'm not buying it. I I'm not going to go down the excessive variant rabbit hole. I appreciate the ones when we get, a cover A, cover B, maybe a 110, 125. King in Black has had too many. Venom 200 is going to have 6 million covers. I'm not feeling that. I want to read the story. I want maybe one other cover that's going to be that visual cover that I say, yeah, I want this. But the other thing is, great cover. I only have a limited amount of places to display these covers. So from that perspective, it's one of those things of, it's going in the box. If it's sitting in the box, how am I enjoying the art? So is it worth that price tag to pay for the art? And for me, recently, I started to say no, it's not worth it. Let's see. I've got another one that says reselling books for over eBay prices. I'm assuming that's similar to the one I talked about earlier, in that it said, IG sellers doing that they were selling over eBay prices. And so I'm not a huge fan of that. But at the same time, you also can say, hey, they can pick their own prices. We as a community shouldn't pay those prices. Just because it is an IG seller. And if they don't want to lower their prices, then that's fine. They don't sell the book. That's it. Eternals did go way too crazy with their covers. Yeah. And that's why, for the most part, recently, I had been getting a bunch of Venom ones. I stopped that. And then recently, all I've been really getting was something in Is Killing the Children variants from stores. So definitely agree with that. We got another comment that says too many crossovers and tie-ins. So let me hear your guys' thoughts on that one. Do you think there are too many crossovers or tie-ins? There's one big crossover right here. And we've got King in Black going on. Marvel pretty much averages 4 crossovers a year, which does get kind of wild. So are you guys enjoying crossovers, tie-ins, all of that, or are you feeling fatigued from that? And which again is another thing that, though crossover is called crossover, it's all contained within crossover. Not the case within Marvel crossovers, DC crossovers. You've got King in Black, there's I don't even know how many tie-in events going on, and none of them seem to actually contribute to the main story. Yeah, I agree. There is some weird situations though, where if you were to flip through the Overstreet price guide and then compare to eBay, there's some random times where it's it should be $10 and it's a dollar bin book. But for the most part, Overstreet is going to be cheaper than what things sell for. But it's also just one, Overstreet is just one group's view of what the prices should be. And some of that changes throughout the year. So I think if people utilize that and recent eBay sales, that would be a better way to kind of really figure out what's the value. Yeah. I have on King in Black, I also am reading Black Cat. I am also reading Gwenom versus Carnage. And I think Planet of the Symbiotes. Maybe Valkyrie. I read the first one and I'm curious as to what happens in it, but I might drop it. I haven't decided. Yeah, I unfortunately really thought Empire was going to be better than it was. It was good, but I thought it was going to be better, and it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. I skipped X of Swords because I'm not a super mutant fan, and so my wallet thanked me on that one. Yeah. Yeah. Right? 22 books to get the entire event. Right. I'm 100% okay with what's happening right now with King in Black. I think the event itself is excellent. The tie-ins that are kind of self-contained, nothing happens in them. Like Namor, why is that a tie-in to King in Black? The Union, why is that a tie-in to King in Black? It doesn't make sense. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to really figure out what's going on in King in Black, there's a lot of content that you have to really keep track of. The self-contained storylines like Strange Academy is self-contained, right? It's you know what's going on. Yeah, Black Cat was a great tie-in. I hadn't been reading Savage Avengers, so I didn't pick up the book that tied into King in Black. But I've also heard Savage Avengers has been a pretty good read. I fell off of it after issue 6 because the story arc ended there, and I was trying to cut back on my books. But kind of makes sense that we'd have a tie-in there, right? We know there was a symbiote in there. Conan ended up having a symbiote sword. So the fact that that was going on makes sense to tie this into King in Black. Yeah, Return of the Valkyries is pretty interesting. I don't have any personal, I don't have any. I don't collect Valkyrie stuff, so that's where my hesitancy is on that one. But I enjoyed the first story, so that's kind of what's got me going. Definitely way overdone. Oh my god. Yeah, American Kaiju. That bringing him back is just wild. Exactly. Union was supposed to be an Empire book, and now we're seeing it tie into King in Black. Why did they not just squash the book and let it die? No Good Comics. What's up, Justin? What's up? Everybody loves Savage Avengers, it sounds like. Awesome. I've not read that one, so definitely let me know how it is when you get through the end of it. So let's hop back to what comments were posted, and let's see what else is talking about. Okay, I think this is a good one. I think this is one that we as a community can help other people get involved in comics. So the comment that's in here is, I think people get stuck when trying to find a new story to tell. Okay. I thought this was a new story to read. A new story to tell, or they will eventually. So it sounds like they're feeling like comics are telling the same story over and over and over again. Which, I mean, we're about to get the Clone Saga for Miles Morales. That is another retelling of a story. It's with a different character, but we're bringing the Clone Saga back. We brought the Clone Saga back a couple years back with Amazing Spider-Man. So I agree. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're getting are we getting too many recycled storylines? I really wish I had the time to add Savage Avengers to my pull list and read it, because I think I'd really enjoy it, but it was one of those that I knew I had to cut, unfortunately. Yeah, Cates definitely brings different perspective on storylines, different types of storylines in. I have not seen him try to recycle a lot of old storylines. He likes to recycle old characters, old concepts, but not a storyline. I know. I'm probably gonna read the first issue of this Clone Saga, and if it's bad, I might drop Miles. I might drop Miles's book, which the completist in me says don't do it, because then you're gonna get to the end, you're gonna re-pick up Miles, and there's gonna be this gap in the numbering, and you're gonna want to fill that gap in, but. Bringing back Mr. Negative. Not sure how that's gonna go. Kindred was different. Kindred was definitely different, but bringing in Sin Eater was recycling that character. But I think that played out well. I think that part played out well. Rekindling the relationship with Mary Jane early on might have been a little rehashing of the storylines. I enjoyed some of the character development and some of the interesting back and forths between Spider-Man and Boomerang, and even Peter Parker and Boomerang. I enjoyed some of that, but it did drag out longer than it needed to, and there was a bit of a rehashing in there. 100% agree. 100%. Hickman's X-Men, I'd love to be reading it, but with the number of indie titles that I read and the other things, I don't want to get down that X-Men rabbit hole. Yeah. I know it's one of those things I'm like, do I just tough it out? The lizard comes and goes. I saw that one variant cover for that was really cool. With them on the cover. Super cool. Yeah. It's interesting. I really can't tell. The one good thing that ended with this is I don't know if Norman Osborn is truly cleansed of his sins and without his Green Goblin side or not. He has gone back and forth since that, and it's hard to say one way or another, but I do believe he is I think he's scared of his son, scared of Kindred. What's up, Alonzo? Welcome. Indies forever, for sure. Thank you, Gary. Again, if you aren't subbed up to Gary, please do that. I dropped his link earlier in the chat. So please go subscribe to Gary. Oh, man. The only indie I like is Jones. Oh, you guys. The Texas Blood. Yeah. Who is that one again? Was that AWA Upshot? I'm blanking. I didn't read that one. I've heard some really good things, though. It might have been, or was that Image? And I'm blanking on that one. Let's keep it moving here. So this is one I don't know much about. Okay, it was Image. All right. There was something. Oh, maybe it was. I'm thinking of Kentucky Grendel was AWA Upshot. That's probably what I'm thinking. Moving on, we've got a comment that I don't have a feeling about because I've never bought from this kind of situation, but third-party consignment companies and distributors not being held accountable. So have you guys had any situations pop up where you bought from like a third-party consignment and we're looking at issues from the seller or something like that? Cerberus or Journey. Might have to check those out. Yeah, you guys got that in there right at the same time. You guys are thinking alike already. It's gonna be good when you guys get your channel started March 1st. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't have any feelings necessarily on the third-party consignment companies, but if there's no accountability on them, if their seller doesn't fulfill what's supposed to happen, I think that's a bad look for them, which is why usually I think they very much vet who is selling through them. But issues where the books are being manhandled from retailer to third party to buyer. That would be bad too. Yeah. So like eBay pre-orders and things like that. The other thing though, they did say in this comment, distributors not being held accountable. So I think that goes back to the fact that we see Diamond sending out damaged stuff or sending stuff and it's getting damaged, and there's no accountability there. The store has to return it and then wait for replacements, and then if it's sold out, they can't get those replacements. So definitely need some accountability in those situations. What's going on, who dat? My fellow NOLA guy right here, who I never see. But we are looking at these comments that were submitted for biggest problems facing the comic community. So if you have any, drop them in the comments. Let's see. Okay, so someone's putting off the fact that they had a signed book, but it was a fake signature. Man, that's no good. And I mean, the one good news with buying on eBay is you do have buyer's protection. That tends to only cover you for a certain period of time, but it does give some peace of mind. And I think Mercari has that now also. So there's some good in those situations, but still sucks thinking you've gotten something that's, you wanted this signature, you wanted this book, and then you get burned. Hey, that's even better. Yeah. Then it's not going through multiple hands. I've helped people find books, and I take responsibility for everything I do in the process. Usually I'm not doing that to make money though. I'm doing it to pass it on to the people that are looking for those books. So in those situations, if something happens, I just try to find them another copy, because I'm already trying to find them one. But I also make sure I don't pack with masking tape. I use painter's tape. I use extra security in the box. I make sure that I have done everything I can to prevent damage from occurring. Let's see. Someone said over speculation. 100% agree. So much speculation has been going on recently over every little piece of news about anything. It just drives the prices up, which kind of gets then to the next point that the same person brought up, and I posted on IG earlier. People don't understand collecting is supposed to be fun and inclusive. So in that situation, if we're getting over speculation, it drives prices up, right? And so what we end up seeing is that people can't get into the hobby because the threshold to get into the hobby is too high. They have to put in too much money to even see if they're going to enjoy the hobby. So I think over speculation definitely is causing some problems for the community. Maybe that is the biggest problem. Over speculation. I think a healthy amount of speculation is good, keeps the market going, keeps things looking good. But when every day there's new news, new speculation, things like this series has been optioned, guess what? That doesn't mean the series is in production. That means they're looking at maybe making it. Like, when I hear this series has been optioned and it's something that I enjoy, I get hopeful because I want that to happen. But at the same time, I'm not then saying, get this because the prices are going to go up because this is being made. I look at it as there is a possibility of it getting made in the future. Don't put too much money in it, though, because you don't know it will actually do that. And that's even worse. Like, it's supposed to be in your pool box. You are a loyal customer to that store, and I mean that's a big problem with those shops. I would, if I had that choice, whether shopping with them or not shopping with them in the future, I wouldn't shop with them in the future. That's a very not so good thing to do. That's just, yeah, that's awful. I don't know what else to say about that, but if I personally had that happen, I would be at a different shop the next day or that same day. Want to pick up the rest of my books, I'd walk out, and they'd lose a customer. That's just not a good way to treat people who have a pool box with them. Yeah, everything Star Wars has been optioned, guys. So there you go. That's why the speculation market on Star Wars has gone through the roof, because everyone's speculating that every person who's ever appeared in Star Wars is going to show up in all these future shows. Yeah, it's like GameStop, right? Sith, aren't you supposed to be doing some editing? Nah, I'm just messing with you. Bye. Oh. That means, I guess, you got to subscribe to get in on the stocks here. No, it's just, yeah. And that's why I said if I had the choice, I would be switching stores. But if you don't have a choice, you're kind of stuck with it, and that sucks. Yep. Those PSA tendencies are starting up soon. Also, Sith Lordly's starting a affiliate channel for the Spine Ticks. That's the cards, whether it's sports cards, not sports cards, whatever cards there are, Pokemon, whatever. That's going to be happening sometime soon, it sounds like. What's going on, CLG Comics? Honestly, I'm just going to say right now, Doomsday Clock has been optioned, guys. Doomsday Clock has been optioned. That is why Alex is in all the chats talking about it. Hey, as long as I keep the ship flying and I don't crash it, we're good. Yeah, Department of Truth has been optioned, I believe is the words that they're going with right now. Or maybe it's Department of Truth. I don't know. There was a bidding war and somebody won the bidding war. So I don't know what that even means. I don't even know if it's been optioned. I think somebody just has the rights to it. Oh, there we go. PSA tendencies tomorrow, 4 p.m. Pacific. Nola, Al, and Hudat are gonna be on that channel. Sith, you have a wrench, right? Drop a link to yourself. Yeah, that's where I'm not sure though. what the right word is for what's happening there. Yeah, the PSA Tendencies team is looking pretty strong. So let's see. So we talked about over speculation and how then that kind of ends up putting a barrier for new people getting into the community. So I definitely think that's not good. We have someone in here in the chat posted, collecting has become less about the stories and what you love and more about, and imagine that SpongeBob meme where the letters are going up and down right now. Who has the hottest? So I definitely agree. And we've talked about, the stories a couple times during this, but I'm always going to be looking at, what's going to be a good read, what's going to be a good story. And that's where my collecting goes. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat also are that way, that you are there for the story, there for the read. Plus, you pick up the covers of those stories that you love because they have cool art on them. So go check out the PSA Tendencies tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time if you're interested in cards. That'll be going on. But yeah, stories are always going to be, for me, what drives my interest in comics. I love the cool art on the covers, and so I'm often going to, if it's a story I love, I'm going to go for those other covers. But we can't always be in I got the hottest cover, this one's going for $7 billion on eBay. Look at me, let's talk about the stories. Let's talk about, I want to see more comic reviews out there in the community. I'm trying to do more on my channel myself. I know I'm sometimes guilty of showing off the books that I'm like, yeah, I got this one, but I also am trying to incorporate that mix in there. Thanks for stopping by, Zen. I'm going to drop your link one more time as we got some new people. It would be awesome if we got you to 1,000. 6 more until Zen is at 1,000. You're so close, man. Congrats when you hit that mark. And I appreciate you stopping by. If you haven't subbed up to Zen, please go follow that link I just dropped. Yeah, right. That would be a dangerous idea. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, Marvel cards. I think they're planning on cards of all kinds. So let's see what else we got. We got a couple minutes before Lords of the Long Box kicks off. We got one that says, the end of Venom. What will people dump their money into next? So this person is a Venom fan, I think, and they're concerned about the end of Venom. But Venom was a hot book. Venom drove up a lot of prices for other Venom books. It falls into a lot of these categories. And we see that there was I think issue 25 had 30, 50 store variant covers. And that's wild, right? We don't need that many covers. It's just all a money grab, a cash grab. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the next thing people are going to throw their money at will be. Maybe Thor, because, Donny Cates is on Thor still. I think wherever Donny Cates goes, we're going to see the Donny Cates fans go that way also. Freaky Louie saying Thunderstrike. I thought I saw on Instagram someone was like, here's the, because of the vest that Thor's wearing, is that where the Thunderstrike's coming from? That's interesting that they'd go down that route with Thor. But yeah, I think wherever Donny Cates goes next, whatever Marvel book he does, we're gonna see the money follow. Someone said immature sellers that don't know how to do business. Yeah, if you're selling things on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, stores, wherever, you definitely should be professional about it and not immature about it. 100% agree. And I don't know what specific situation we're talking about here, but 100% agree about that. And then, so we talked about FOMO earlier, but the last one is FOMO, that they think FOMO and store exclusives are driving up ridiculous prices. And I'm going to end on that because I agree. The store exclusive that I got that was damaged, if I want to replace it, it's going to cost me $100 on eBay. And that's just not what I want to do with $100. So let's see what you guys think about everything. Do you guys have any other thoughts on big problems facing the comic community? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comments below. I appreciate all of you guys hanging out that joined. This was all impromptu. So I really appreciate that. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, if you're selling a book and you can't pronounce the character names or forget who the characters are, or say that it's one character but it's another character, then you probably haven't read the book and you are showing yourself as someone who's just just doing it to flip a book. Dr. Afro. Oh my God. Now I need Dr. Afro with an afro. This needs to happen. Ooh, I see some shade being thrown at newbies right now, Freaky Louie. Oh man. Yeah. 100%. 100%. Hey, that was just me imagining that Darth Vader went back to school and got his doctorate. It happens, man. I also think I was combining Dr. Afra and Darth Vader into one character, which that's a little weird. I think that's, yeah. I think if you talk about things that you're speculating on and give reasons, talk about, why you speculate on the things you do. I think it's something that also, especially if you're talking about it and you're like, hey, from this story, this is happening in this story, and this is why I'm speculating on it. I think that is the best way to talk about speculation, because it shows you know what you're talking about, shows you know the story. And then you can say, look, these events are happening in this stuff in the MCU. These events have happened in this book. This is what's happening. Or same with like the DC stuff. Same with indie stuff. Like having the comic knowledge, which I know you have, helps, with all of that, and can be like, this is why this is real speculation and not hogwash that some channel has just said, we got a 300% increase in the prices, I think that's a good idea. Yeah. Thanks, Johnny. I'm definitely like, anytime I do one of these streams, I'm going to try to drop as many people's links into the chat. Tell everybody to subscribe, just because I think that's the best way to bring that positivity into the community. Bring everybody together, connect. This is again, the link for Johnny's and Jay Ramirez's channel. Drop that in the chat right there. That is Dream of August Comics. They just dropped a announcement video. They're going to be launching the channel fully on March 1st. So go subscribe to them. And hey, let's get them to 50 subs before we even get the first full video. Let's get this the community behind these guys. They're great people. See you later, Hyper. That's thinking smart right there, Troy. Right there. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, I tried to not talk about my problem and wanted to see what other people were seeing in the community and what were problems. And so I think this is a great thing that we need to talk about in the community all the time. And while we're doing it, support each other's channels, try to help each other out. Thank you for stopping by. Everyone, Friday, Freaky Louie's got another video. Always a cool intro song. Always shouting people out in the community. Always giving out free comics. So go check him out. What? There we go. Comic book confessions. Yeah. So I'm headed over to watch The Lords of the Long Box in just a minute. If you guys want to join me over there in the chat, I will drop the link over to that video just to make it easier for you guys to get that. Where's my Spidey costume? It doesn't fit very well, man. It doesn't fit very well. I'm gonna have to get a new one next year. The head is very, very tight. I should do another video on it though, just for fun. And I could barely see through it. I need a better costume, but maybe in the future we'll see it come back. I mean, I didn't even know what you were saying, man. Thomas the Spec Show. Oh, okay. I'm a little slow today. I don't know why. There was stuff earlier that Phil said that just went right over my head until he explained it. So there's the link. I'll see you guys over in the chat. I don't know, man. Oh, I see Travel and Root Beer hopped in here. Thanks for stopping in. Sorry you weren't able to see the first part, but it'll be available on the rewind, and I will catch you guys later. Guys, collect what you love. Do what you want with your collecting. Don't let other people tell you that you're collecting wrong.